Hey everybody. It's pretty much the end of the growing season for the majority of our crops. It's getting down into the 50s most nights, and while that hasn't killed off many things, most stuff has stopped growing. So today, one of our chores is cleanup duty. We need to trim back all of the grapevine that has started growing up near the eaves of the house, and to make sure we're making the most use out of this, we'll feed them to the pigs. So let's get started. I want to try to do something different with our grapes, and I need to find a way to still do what I'm doing, but in a different way. We've never had the grapes do any damage, but you can see the holes in the, I don't know the terms for these things, but under the edge of the house, so that the attic can air out, and the tendrils like to grab onto it. Never had a plant fully grow up inside there, but you can see like right there, that, let me try to point to you, right there. That's terrible. But that little spot right there, there's just a tendril just grabbing onto the edge of the circle. And we don't want to run into a problem where this does cause damage to the house. This was one concern that many people had when we first did this. And I don't think it'd be a problem at all if I actually got up here once a month. I think that's all it would take, and trim it back. But inevitably, I get busy with something else. When I do trim it back, I find myself going about 1, 2 horizontals away from, or perpendiculars might be a better way of describing it, away from the house, and then clipping the vines. So I will clip the vines here and then clear out everything from there to there. And the angle that the sun is at, that doesn't really let too much sun onto the side of the house, but make sure that I have some growing space before I've got to get back up here again. You never know who you're gonna find. This little tree frog sitting right up on the edge of my house. It's gotta be a nice quiet place to sit. Look where he's at. That's pretty good stuff. You just never know. Usually I'm worried about finding wasp nests up here. Instead today, I got Mr. Frog. I'll take it. Well, that's how it's supposed to look, and our frog friend is still hiding up there in the corner, though I don't think he's happy about being disturbed and losing his shade and cover more than he already had. But anyway, here you can see I've got it trimmed back to roughly there, and this is as much as I can do from being on the ladder at one time. So to give you an idea of how much work is involved with this, let me step down. There's the eave of the house. There was vines all the way out to there, or to the corner of the house, and I can reach all the way up to right there. So essentially a little bit more than one panel, and there are 6 panels. So in reality, that took me about 2 minutes to do. Just fooling around with the camera took a little extra time. So it's not a big project, it just has to get done. Here we are, the very last section. Everything else has been trimmed back, looks real nice. And out of my eaves. Let's go get the last one. It's these tendrils that actually make it difficult. I tell you what, I don't know anything about steel or engineering or anything, but these tendrils, man, they're pretty strong stuff. It's almost impossible. I have yanked the majority of these off, and usually the tendril separates from the vine, not the tendril from the wire. So if you're curious about the construction of this thing, it will take it will hold up to you grabbing the grapevines and yanking on them. And either the grapevine will give or it won't, and you'll have to find the tendril that just won't give up and snip it. But the construction of this has held up very, very well. Well, there she is, all trimmed up and off the house. And now we don't have to worry about it. So if you look, this is as straight up as I can make you look. So you can see why I choose that second parallel wire away from the house. It just about, even at high noon, can't let any light in. And it certainly, once the sun gets past the eave, isn't going to let any light on the end of the house. So it's a good way to keep the vines off the house. Altogether, I was probably out here maybe 15 minutes of actual working time between trying to make the video and getting a phone call from somebody on the side. So it's not a hard chore. I don't know what it is about it. I think it's just a matter of getting out here early before the sun comes over the house and doing it while it's in the shade. So we got one more thing left to do. Do you remember what it is? Let's do it. This is the part that I always get on my kids for forgetting about. They'll get the majority of the project done and forget to finish it up. If you haven't given the video a thumbs up yet, give a thumbs up to the old rake here. Surely you've got one just like mine. You know, that rake that always gets picked on in school for not having all its teeth? Well, let me finish this up and we will feed it to the pigs. It's normally the responsibility of the older kids to gather up greens to feed to the pigs. They go around with garden lopers and cut down, I don't know, everything from ragweed to tiny saplings and feed it to the pigs. But they're off with Jennifer today at a taekwondo tournament. They're not participating, they're watching to see how it's done so that maybe they can participate next time. So we're gonna get two birds with one stone and do Daddy's chore and their chore today. Somebody's eager. He's already reaching through the fence and tearing off leaves. Look at this. All right, come on, girls. Y'all ready? Well, I think the pigs are happy. So we like to do this. We feed the pigs greens from around the property, make sure they're getting fresh, wild growing stuff and not just hay or grain. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching. If it's your first time being with us, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. You never know what we'll do each week, so make sure you know when a new video comes out so you can learn about it. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you next time.